Live. What are you doing?
Make the image bigger.
What about using the remote?
We can try it. Well, it doesn't really matter for now. That's okay. I think what they can also do is put it back there. But I think actually the thing is it's going to be too unless they have a white sheet, we can ask them for a white sheet. But for now, I think it's fine.
So you're live.
Yeah, live.
Live on YouTube. Yeah. 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 Quite a lot. Quite a lot.
I think it's a bit stimulating. I could the sound, you know?
Yeah. Maybe make it big.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Nice.
Yeah, there is more to it, but I think the Wi-Fi is much slower.
Yeah. Well, we can do some tests, I think.
Test actually without the projection. I mean, to test, it's testing different things, but
The image is really bad. But this is quite funny. There's a shift in the hang on. Okay. Move out of the shot. Like that's cool. You putting the sound on?
No, I just put live. Yeah. If you just lift your arms, actually. If you go, if you stand up, you lift your arms. Take half a step to the front.
I disappear.
Wait.
This is when we get the infinite. But you don't really see it so much on the screen. Oh yeah.
Could you, if I'm staying here, if I'm placed, no, I place myself like this. Yeah, but also like, can you place yourself in symmetry? Like, but yeah, now it's 2 feet. So maybe more interesting. Because what I want to try is to create, okay, I'm here, so I am as much as possible like in the plane of the thing. What if you were to make a mirror of the Laurent projected here by sitting yourself, I don't know.
Like here?
Yeah, for instance, and close to the screen, and that would be. So you would be like a mirror image of.
Yeah.
Of
this one.
Of this one, exactly.
Yeah, and if this was further down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there could be, I don't know, games of being much closer. And,
yeah. Do it again. I know, because it's a lag time. Do it again.
So that you would do it at the same time as me.
I try and do it at the same time as you.
Yeah, you have to do it at exactly the same time
As that one.
As that one. I do it again. Yes. Because
then I'm being like the past you.
Yeah, and there can be already like this idea of if I'm pointing at your body now.
Okay, cool.
I take just 1 second to see if it's possible to bring this down.
Yeah.
It might just be more interesting for this
image. Yeah.
And in general. Yeah. Like this is really better.
Cool. Maybe we push the camera further back as well. Get more even more.
Feel the back.
I would just maybe put it right in the back.
Look where this says duet.
Yeah, we will have a lot of lag times.
Yeah.
It's gonna be annoying. Like immediately after there is lag time. Just because the Wi-Fi is not good.
So I think maybe if we're going to really use this, we're going to have to look at options to make sure that we don't always have it.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't see so well
The screen.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to try if one of us goes close to the computer,
Yeah.
and then I'm close to the screen, if there is like a scale. Yeah, voilà.
Yeah.
I'm still like that. Go a tiny bit further, so like this is the scale you have to be.
Sorry?
This is the image. This image is the size of your body has to be the same as my size on your screen. You have to be like
A bit further back.
A bit further back.
Oh, yeah, okay. More.
Yeah, something like this, no? Then we can play with that.
Yeah.
I don't see.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's funny as well.
Mm. And then, for instance, if you, I don't know, go into the siren, and it's half fast, I will just sync with this one.
Mm. What if you turn around and you're looking at the... You know what?
Wait, look back at the screen, and look at the screen. Where if you look at each other, there is I don't know. Try to give you instructions as where to get your stuff on the screen. If I'm telling you that to this one, it's not exactly.
What if we were to have a discussion, but that I'm talking to a you that's not here?
Yeah.
Now, what if we both do something at the same time?
Uh-huh.
So, at one point, okay, let's do that again.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's.
And then
I watch you.
Yeah. And then we both go, I don't know, into just a mirror or something. Let's keep going. Yeah, because then they synchronize.
Yes. Let's try this. Like that. Yeah, it's also.
There's just a bit too much lag time.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we will.
I think this can be really interesting.
I think it's really interesting because now this thing speaks, well, it gives us composition in terms of space, in terms of time also.
Yeah.
And we're a bit missing the time.
Yeah.
Like how the slowness also is explained by, yeah, I don't know, it kind of irons out the difference of if I do a certain gesture, it will never be synced.
Yeah.
But if we do it smoothly and there's less lag time, it kind of irons.
Yeah.
So I find this interesting.
And I also find it interesting that you would be playing with that, Dan,
Yeah.
and I'm playing with an invisible hat on.
Yeah, exactly. And I find beautiful that if I'm synchronized with you, there is lag time, and then therefore, if I'm synchronized with the lag lagged it down, there is synchronicity happening here. If we synchronize together,
Yeah.
the synchronicity is here in the space.
Yeah.
Then in the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, and it's also interesting that I think it brings up this thing of like we can do very separate things now, but still be connected.
yeah.
Like I could be going off on my idea or whatever, and then you're doing it but later.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like this canon. It's a canon
Yes, it's a
thing,
canon.
but like
It's a canon with a mirror.
yeah,
It's a long canon.
it's interesting. I think. So then I think within like the material that we have, how can we? Because I really think there is this moment of shifting the camera to go into the yoga, which already works. Which
Yes.
we know that this
Yeah.
is a moment.
And it's nice that for me, it was also in. Now we're when we shift the. I will. Yeah, no. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. That this is definitely a moment
Yes.
with the yoga, and that's for me. It works well, and it's creating this landscape, and it's unity, and it's nice. And I'm thinking, like. And this is really when it's like this is beautiful. Like the build up to that could be this organizational, discursive discussion sort of stuff. I wonder if it involves speech as well.
I wonder. Because here, the thing is that the time now is completely like cut because of the lag, and speech will it's a linear time. So we have to see.
Yeah, but if we don't have the sound here, for example, if we have a conversation, we learn it, which is us two talking about the piece or whatever, or whatever it could be. Like, yeah, let's do this here. But then if I do it, I'm like, yeah, let's do this here, and you're not even speaking to me. You're not even there. So maybe this can be interesting.
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't need to be like all the time text.
Yeah.
But like some moments of, hey, do you want to do this? But you're over there.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not even talking to you, but I am.
And I think it could be interesting to try a strategy where we are both, when in a conversation, we are both speaking at the same time the whole time.
Yeah.
If you say, do you want to do this here now? I'll say yes. We both say, do you want to do this here? Yes. I don't know, as a strategy, we can see what it gives.
But I guess I don't understand. Why would we both say something at the same time?
Because then it's there is this synchronicity.
Yeah.
And I think it can be interesting to just see what it gives. I'm just curious.
Yeah. I think we could play with like it being one of us in front and then the other one answering, but like with the lag. So the other one has already gone to the next question. Maybe let's say like, okay, how are you? What did you do yesterday? And when I say what did you do yesterday, you would say good. How are you? So there will be this like
Yeah. I think it's also possible to play with if the speaking can also operate on a different time zone.
I guess I don't understand.
For instance, if we have it's just that the movement will be like lagged and fractalized. But what if we did the opposite of that for the speaking and we spoke at the same time the whole time? Like for instance, just if I say, "How are you today?" You also good. We both say at the same time, "How are you today?" Good. What did you do yesterday? I don't know. You know,
Or it could even be this game of copying.
yes, exactly.
Exactly. That could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
To have perfect
Just
synchronicity
here.
here, and the movement is completely.
Yeah.
I think this is interesting. We might have to write a conversation.
Exactly.
And this conversation can be about this, can be linked with these little gestures.
Yeah. It's like new stuff. But
Yeah.
kind of, but not. It's like
Exactly. It's maybe the stuff.
But I'm also thinking like without the projector, this talking and you talking naked is already interesting.
Without the image.
Without the image immediately.
Because for me also, I agree that the image of the projector should not come too soon.
No, exactly.
I think it's more interesting to first build a bit.
That's why I think like it could be interesting if this is first without the projector or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
What that gives.
It would give the same example as a projector.
This is quite an interesting setup of the two computers looking at each other.
Yeah, actually,
it's a nice image. No?
Yeah.
With the three.
Because you don't know which computer is doing what.
Yeah. Well, you would because they're different computers.
Yeah, but I mean, if I look at this one in the screen, I don't know which computer it is because it's not. I don't get a clear image.
Well, but you can see by the other things that are on the wall. I mean, if the walls are the same, then you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But if they are, then they aren't the same.
But maybe it's interesting that they are a bit the same, but not totally the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Like here, it's
yeah. I think it's an interesting start.
Yeah. But then it means that the projector is on.
Yeah. But not necessarily. This might not be the beginning, but like
it
could be something.
What if?
I don't know. What if we're both? It's funny. Yeah. Ooh.
just go into the triangle pose. Maybe a little further, yeah.
I mean, the top needs to be tucked in. Cool. Okay. What about if we place them like, can you put yours there? Or if I bring mine super close. Oh yeah. Let's go to start here.
Also,
It's also quite interesting.
just if you also, I don't know, walk along a, I don't know, a pattern or something.
I really think playing around with all these different configurations of where the computers are is going to be interesting. So for example, if we were to do, I don't know, even like
Mm.
that's going to stop.
Yeah, I think we have to use it when it serves the purpose of a duet thing. Like the idea of mirroring. Whenever there is a question of how does two become diffracted or refracted in space? Maybe a bit.
Yeah, but for example, I think just this as an image, as a thing, as the two laptops looking at each other, I think, I don't know where it could be, but it could be also there, you know? Because I think this creates an interesting perspective with the screen also in the shot on the projection. Because then the laptop is such a player, it's a protagonist. So then to give it kind of also a place in the center is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's something that it can go by.
I mean, it would have to come through a logic.
Yeah.
Like a dramaturgical, like.
Exactly.
If not, it's just a trick.
Exactly, and that's what I'm a bit afraid of.
For sure, yeah.
Because also, it's just maybe stupid to say it like this, but the medium of using our computers still has to be a way of. Well, our body needs to be
for sure
somewhere.
That's so. What about, for example, dramaturgy? If it was like something like this, where we're not even looking at each other, but we're doing the same thing.
Yes.
That's what I mean. Like, because what I'm saying is, I like this perspective that the computer is in.
Yes.
But yeah, just to put them there by themselves, it's a gimmick,
Yeah, exactly.
So if we were both to be like back to back. And even, I mean, I know you're not into the Google Doc idea, but this could be an interesting way of. Like talking to each other, but I don't know.
Just doesn't load it. That's a bit
Yeah.
And within this distance, how does it look like the computer in front of each other?
Go live again.
But yeah, it's gonna just.
Yeah, it's still there.
Maybe this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of having the computer in the frame like this, I find is possible. Also because there is space.
Yeah. And it's the space of our bodies, which is cool.
Would this work in another alignment, like, I don't know, the diagonal because we use it, or other things than just this linear?
Sure, yeah, of course. I think so. But I don't know where yet.
it would be. It's just it's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
configuration that's interesting, I think.
Can we just look at what it gives to not have also the alignment of the
Ah,
string behind?
yeah. This angle is also quite interesting because it's kind of like I can do something here,
Yeah,
which is not seen there.
it is gonna be seen there.
Yeah, but only when it comes on the screen.
Ah, yeah.
Because I have my back now.
Ah, yeah.
Not that.
Oh my god, it's so slow. Makes my brain go slow.
Mm. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere here. Just it's difficult to puzzle it all together.
Yeah, I think the puzzling will come. Now today is exploring. Like I'm not trying to already convert to.
No, but I think it's also interesting to think already of some of the material
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
yeah.
possibly that's also
Yeah.
exploring.
Yeah.
And I think I also yesterday when I saw that you were in space and I was watching, this was interesting. The beginning.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Having just one already in space because we'd never have done that.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think this can be something.
For me, I
Like
imagine.
all of this type of vocabulary is.
Can we try something for the maybe the first image possibility without the projector? I will take it here maybe. Let's say a bit more light. This is where the eagle is in the piece. If I go to photo booth, where is it?
Applications. Finder.
Finder. Services.
Neanderthals.
I don't know, there is this picture taken. And I don't know if it's like this and I'm like this.
Yeah.
Is it interesting?
But what's next?
And then and if, for instance, during that picture when we are frozen, like one of us is here,
Yeah.
and there is this freezing with this, and then the freezing is linking to this idea of there is someone in space doing that.
So you would come on stage, you would take a picture of yourself in this position.
No. Okay. Let's imagine that we are both somewhere here.
Yeah.
If you come on my side, we are both like talking, saying maybe at the beginning we should do that. But no, I think that the beginning could be here, and you say, and we're gonna start now. And at this moment you say we're gonna start now, we take a picture, and the picture is me here and you frozen in the middle of something, and this is the beginning picture. And then little by little you would, I don't know, it can be revealing the screen, or and so that there is a moment where the screen also shows that there is this image taken.
Yeah.
And then you would come and go in front.
I'm just not sure with the and we're gonna start now that you're already.
Okay.
I prefer it when it's more like these positions.
And does the two of us have to be in these positions?
I
Because
think
maybe
so.
you can be there and I'm already in something else.
That you would just go do it afterwards, I think is
Yeah
more interesting for me. I don't know.
Okay.
I find that it's more rather than
It can be also only one of us, I think. We can try.
I also think, I don't know, I would be interested to explore what it is to begin with this lag time already. To start with one of us in space and the other one joining, but in a lag time. So that it takes us a while. This would be maybe the dramaturgy, is that we're separate, going on the piece, timeline as a piece. And then at one point it becomes like which could maybe be the yoga. And this whole section would be maybe with
Yes.
all of this.
Yeah.
And changing both of our computers around.
Yeah.
To set up different scenarios.
Yeah.
And the first, I would imagine the projector's off. The computer maybe isn't even visible. That one of the actions is actually bringing it into the space so that it becomes like in the space.
Okay. I was imagining to have it already immediately in, actually. But we can see.
But I mean, in as in like bringing it from the edge into the space. So it's already on stage. It's not like off stage. It's on stage, but it's not like there.
Okay.
You know.
Because we can also play with, and we haven't done today. How do you go to video?
Just do the yellow button. Top.
There's no yellow button.
Or the green one. Are you on a video or something?
Yeah.
On photo booth.
Yeah.
So click the camera.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
video
Okay.
to the-
Okay. Because we should not forget to play. Well, maybe it's not from photo booth. It can be just from here actually, with also this, and this is maybe like even like a step before using the projector.
For sure, yeah. Sure.
And for instance, if we would start with this, there is possibly like typically the way we have been using it has been to do these kind of things, and the space is the same. But if after a while, I don't know, I'm just moving the camera somewhere else, let's say here, and I build this one, it's not clear, but then it will become clear the moment the projector goes on. Because then you would be synced with the logo over there, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's about like creating maybe the spatial incoherence first, and then we turn this on, and then it's explained or it's resolved.
Yeah. Okay, I have something which might help us to put this more into the material.
Yeah.
So we have this little phrase of
Yeah.
What if we were to do this at a lag time? Now, just you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's about a phrase such as this, which then ends in synchronicity.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a bit longer. I don't know if it's longer or whatever. Or it's more like stuff like this, but you know, like more exactly what we're doing now. Like exactly what
this spatial incoherence.
But like this sort of vocabulary that we should maybe like record something like this and learn it. You know?
Yeah, I think for me we can also. I mean, it's really mixing two material. One is this material, pointing and going, and the other is making figures in space.
Figures in space being
like the siren.
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
but for me, it's,
this one also being aligned behind each other, being exactly aligned.
Yeah.
And this is about, so there is this super casual vocabulary that we know how to compose.
Yes.
Mixed with super formal vocabulary like images, stills. And then there is a lag time possible. That you come here, and I'm supposed to come, and then you're gone when I come, and I do
exactly, yeah. But maybe it's a question of like, as we do the eagle over here, like this here, maybe this way, and then I go and do something.
And I'm coming and I do the eagle.
Yeah.
Or
then you're like, and then you go into it also.
Yes.
But you have like a different.
Yes. I think actually.
That's what I was trying to say this morning, that we would mark the piece with this kind of like, we do this here. And we can also then like even stick things like to mark where it would go.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
possible.
Like you might even stick on top at some point.
I think actually it's coming down to a very similar idea. I think actually I need to write it, but it's gonna come naturally that we start from being synchronized together, like by speaking and saying, let's really do it in the same way that we do it in Canal. We're really talking, but then a lag time starts to install.
Yeah.
And then because of this lag time, there is also a lag space. Because the lag time comes from the fact that I'm talking to Dan here. This is a lag time explained.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so this lag time has this lag affects time in the same way as it affects space.
Yeah.
And so it's about, I think, coming from a very casual phrase of doing things in space very sync, and then the lag appears, and then at some point the lag is explained, is resolved. And the material that we can go to do that is indeed can be marking the space, the lag of the piece, going through positions and things like this.
Yes, I like it. Okay. Well, maybe then we should select, say, like 2 or 3 poses or positions, which are not all from the same genre of vocabulary. So maybe one is the ego, because we've done that a lot. Another one, I would be tempted to take something from the angry part, like the phrase, and maybe something where we're on the floor. I don't know about the siren because I'm not sure if it's even gonna.
Yeah, but you can still use it, and if we change it, we change it. I could imagine the siren to be part of it.
Or even, I don't know, maybe even this one could be an interesting one to do. Because it's a bit like, why are you doing that? Like,
yeah, exactly. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's nice.
And then that together later makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that it was separate.
Yeah.
And then it came together.
Yeah.
And then in this angry thing. Yeah, it could, I don't know, it could just be we need to make. Something. Needs to also be quite evident, I think. So that when you see it later, you recognize it.
I think at the moment we can work with just like working positions. They don't have to be the definitive ones because they will come from the piece itself. They have to be. They will. Yeah, when the piece is ready. But so I would say ego, maybe the siren because it has been there, and we also have used it to get into the yoga and to have displays.
I would be tempted to do the spider.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you said the spider. That's a good one. I wonder how precise we can be with our backs. The other is not here. Yeah. Things like this. Yeah. That's a good one. What comes after? This one, maybe?
Yeah, I don't think we need to do too many.
No.
Now. I think like 3 max for me. Because then to play with like being synced, having lag time, all these things, it's already going to be very long.
Because you see that we would, if we have 3 positions, we would repeat the going through the 3 positions.
We would repeat. We'd have some kind of phrase which is. Maybe we should just like record ourselves having this sort of thing of like where to put things, and that's the phrase.
Yeah.
And we learn like we did in Canal, like we do like over here, and
Because I could imagine that we don't have to repeat 3 times a phrase. We could just make one long phrase through which the lag time is installing. First, it's synchronized because we also have the computer and we play. I think it's also part of this moment.
Yeah.
We also have the computer, and then we can. I don't know. First, we're synchronized. Then there is like time, then there is like space.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like I think it's interesting also to switch who we are, because Laurent will have one type of vocabulary, Dan will have another. So then it's interesting already to play with this. I do me, you do you. Then I switch to you for a bit. Then you're still in you, and then we go into like unison of you for like a split second, and then. So that's why I'm thinking like rather than make a huge long thing, that it's better to.
Yeah, I see.
Just to make it also a bit more concise, that we're not making like tons of material.
Yeah.
Then if we need to, we could add.
Yeah.
But to start with like something really small, and then we just play with the variables.
Okay. What if you just took the thing from canal, from eagle to here to there to siren? Then we do something else that goes into yoga, and something else that goes into another one.
Yeah. I think I'm also interested in like maybe finding a bit more nuance in the gestural language.
This one.
Yeah, or just what I'm doing now. You know, like a few more like subtle.
Yeah.
And then like.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, but I think for me it has to be it's this vocabulary that we can enrich, and it can be with these kind of things.
Yeah, I do this one quite a lot.
Yeah. I think it has to remain this much.
For sure, yeah. But then like it's a contrast between like doing this, and
exactly.
being like, now we do this one here.
Yeah.
And,
this one could be a good one.
Yeah.
Because it has a bit of a yogic quality, a yogic image that it comes from.
Yeah, and that's interesting if then, for example, we end up there and then we both kind of go together at some point, and then we split again.
Yeah.
At these moments of like synchronicity within the thing. Should we put some light?
Yeah.
Wow. So I think what we should do is we make a trajectory phrase that has a Dan part and a Laurent part.
Yeah.
And then we just play with it.
Yes.
And I think for me it should end in the yoga together. Like the headstand.
Okay.
Or siren or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I see that part as the next part.
Yeah. Okay. So it would be introduced from that. We will have to see later how the computer comes in. Exactly. Or do we have to think of it now?
Maybe we can insert. Maybe we do have to think.
Yeah.
Maybe we should think.
We should think of it now.
So, what progression do we want to have?
I would think.
What if we say that we start and end at the computer with this loop?
Start for sure.
Yeah.
And we have to see if it goes into yoga. We are.
Yeah, but this is my point. Okay, so we can we make a loop which starts and ends at the computer. So from the siren, this is a possibility to then diverge. You know, and to go further into the yoga.
Mm-hmm.
But from the siren, it should go back to the computer. And this is the moment when we can then shift the computer.
But what if the shifting of the computer was part of this vocabulary?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And whose computer is getting shifted?
Yours.
Just
yours is camera.
because I think it's also cool.
It's cool that the two of them are shifted. It's true. But then at some point that no, but we're getting there. We're really getting there. But I think it's just a lot of mental power that we need to get. But I think just for working's sake, the simplest way would be to just land back on the piece as we know it, which is at some point to have these two computers here,
Yes.
and then we move yours,
Yes.
and then you move both.
Yeah.
So just find out what is the thing that comes before, and then when we understand better, we can shift that.
Yeah.
But at some point, for me, it has to, I don't know, go back here, and then we know, then we have what we need for the beginning of the year. So now it's about what is the progression, and I would suggest to expand the first it's like rather small close. If we were to do eagle, blah 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 blah, siren, blah 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 blah, jack, blah 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 blah, yoga, the computer would, I would imagine, somewhere here. Maybe the siren would be, I don't know, we don't have to face it to the front, but we can, I don't know, face it like this, something like this. The next one here would be here. And then somewhere here, I don't know, just.
I think it's too much already.
Too much progression, too much thing.
Yeah. I think for me it's more 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Somehow maybe this 2, 3, and maybe it could. I don't know if it's like the two computers.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like that, maybe?
I'm just not sure if it's it has to be this structure. Because I think
Also something that I just want to bring in here is a casual beginning. Like that seems like it's been going on forever. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yes. For me, it would be something actually like this. The two of us and the computer.
Yeah.
Talking, I don't know, maybe like looking at things here. And then it's like, hey, let's try something where I'm here, you know? And then I disappear behind you. Because you put yourself in front.
Yeah.
Because this is, I think, we need to bring in the idea that we are relating to the computer, and the computer is shaping our space, our time, and our relationship.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like how to begin then. So thinking now of the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
This is the beginning. So I'm thinking of how to begin still with this casualness that the speech was giving. Because for me, this is really a strength.
Yeah.
That maybe the text. Some people, the feedback we got in the text is so mixed that I don't think we can also rule it out somehow. Like
we have to discuss it.
Yeah, because it's also taste that some people like. Yeah, I don't like that you give away the piece there, but it's nice that it has this sense that it's been happening the whole time.
Yeah, but I think this is for me to if we want to give a sense of this is happening the whole time, it has to happen like this, and the audience is coming in as this is happening, and not this, because this is setting this beginning like, okay, now we're gonna start with someone with the audience. But if we just have this conversation,
yes and no, because I also think that because we had this task of speaking over each other and then it becomes like in the beginning it's like this introductory talk, and then it becomes already the piece.
I know.
And this is, a lot of people have pointed this out as like quite an interesting thing.
But then I think this interesting thing can happen through a conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking over each other in a conversation is actually giving the same idea that actually it's not a conversation just that is casual.
Yeah.
It's a conversation that is rehearsed and practiced and choreographed.
Yeah.
And also it allows us to not speak about the piece and say what the audience should see, but we are just discussing together. We can speak about the piece, but in a different way than giving the reading guidelines to the audience.
Yeah.
Which I think for me was a bit the thing that I'm not sure about. And actually, when we were at your house, we had this idea of if we record a conversation that we would put at the end of the video.
Yeah.
I had a bit the idea, I don't know if it was also what you had in mind, that we would record it from somewhere in the space, no?
Yeah.
Like from somewhere here, right?
Yeah.
And that would be actually having this relationship. And for me, I think this little scene is very a small unit. It's the smallest unit that we grow from.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite nice.
Yeah.
So there is this, there is also that, and it's pretty casual, like you can do your hair.
Yeah.
you put your stage hair, you
My
prepare your stage
stage
hair here.
There we go, I'm looking good today. This one maybe.
Oh my god, I look like an old, what's the name? Crow. It's so fun.
Yeah, exactly. So we could begin like this. With the two computers also.
Ah, true.
Yeah. What time is it? It's 12:41.
We would begin like this. So first it's not really there. So this is really like a small unit. And then at some point I just bring it back. I don't know, maybe it's a bit stupid.
Why?
I don't know. Because I quite like the triangle it forms.
Ah.
Or then it would be about this, maybe. Then we have maybe a triangle.
This is cool.
Maybe.
Because I mean, or it's really like well, this one is just hidden.
This was what I was trying to say.
But it doesn't need to be. It wouldn't need to be that. Then you would.
Then
exactly. I would do this,
for example.
No.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then there's another one just there.
That's cool.
It's so cool. So yeah, we would have this whole like speech.
Let me check how visible is the computer. I know it's.
I can hide it. No?
Yes. Even if I'm really curious.
No, you're not gonna.
Pay attention.
Yeah. So then this kind of.
We have 2 followers.
Who are you?
Leave a comment. Say who
This
you
is not
are.
you.
No, it's not me.
Who are you?
Say
Stop following
something.
us.
Say something.
Oh, one's gone. She was scared.
Hi. But you didn't publish the link, so.
No, not yet.
So it must be only the subscribers
Yeah.
who knew.
Oh, tuning in for some muscle. Yeah, okay, so we have this something in the beginning.
It's funny to have an audience, but it's not.
Yeah. And this text should be giving away the fact that we're going live on YouTube.
Possibly.
I think so. So that then in the end it can.
But I think it's not necessarily about saying we're going live on YouTube.
No.
It's just like we are speaking like this in a way that gives the idea that we're speaking to someone live on YouTube. And
they've all gone now.
It could even like incorporate like you can subscribe by clicking here on the link, or you can, and then there is these gestures.
Yeah.
Leave a comment.
So we had this idea for a piece which would have been about. Could also be I like this this piece which would have happened like somewhere over here in space with Laurent doing a handstand or something, and Gan would be helping him do it. It would be all about balance and stuff.
Yeah, about finding your own balance in life. Actually, how it is difficult in this world where so many factors are.
I mean, but we could also talk here about. So we started this whole piece trying to figure out how to work together, how to be together.
Yeah.
Maybe this could be also something to talk about.
Yeah. I thought of something to talk about would be the question of Dries Douilly. Why do we want to bring an audience? Why do we want to show it to an audience? Because we were both like really so much like shocked by it that I was thinking it's a very good philosophical question for the piece. And then this is something we can discuss now.
I like it.
So why we think it's important that there is an audience viewing this.
Because
I have no idea.
We have another sort of follower again. I think it's the whole like grip office who know that we're in residency here, just checking to see if we're working.
Maybe they want to see boobies.
But yeah, this thing of audience is interesting because the audience is there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So actually, we don't really want a physical audience present. But we're trying to open up the process. That's kind of the idea, to show like the mechanics of being together.
For me, what is also interesting is how we almost don't need an audience because we have been our main audience through the process by filming for ourselves, watching for ourselves. And therefore, it's almost like, we have erased the audience, which is why the question was so pregnant. Like, if you erase the audience and you just do it for yourself, why do you need to show it? Then I find that it's a way of, it's challenging for an audience to see that they're not needed anymore because as performer, we have the role of performer and audience.
But they're not needed anymore if what we're doing is a performance. But if what we're doing is a process, maybe they're not needed.
They're witnessing.
But they're witnessing. They're
exactly,
taking
and they have a different role.
Yeah, which is exactly what this one person watching us now is doing.
Yes.
We're not doing it for them. We're doing it for us.
Yes. And we show, and what we also, but then what we are also revealing is that with this, the online culture and the way we have made the process, the way we have made this piece has been self-referential. And then we are also disclosing this. And I think this is a...
but for me, it's more
here.
about like the fact that this piece is the process, or we're trying to put this before we go on stage. So there's a paradox there because the audience is something that comes to see a performance and not a process. So what we're trying to do is put an audience into the process. Therefore, it's strange.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't usually do that.
Exactly. And then it's...
So the audience, you're actually not needed here. You can go if you want. Ciao.
But that's a bit that's maybe the point actually.
Yeah.
Saying how the making of a piece actually is without anyone.
Yeah.
So why should the piece be with anyone?
Yeah. But also, I think I really think that it's interesting to show these processes to people,
Mm-hmm.
that you see kind of the politics of this struggle that goes into making,
it's true.
which is really sometimes way more human and revealing than
And the
what is
result.
made, you know?
Yeah.
Like I see this beautiful dance, but behind this beautiful dance, there has been like
exactly.
hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of sweat and tears and people not getting
and
on,
punches in the
and
face,
punches in the face, and all this stuff. And
Yes.
that is way more human and touching than doing this perfect pirouette, you know?
I agree.
So it's like, I think our aim is to open up that, or at least this is how it's opening up the doors to that space.
Yes. And what I find is interesting is that there is a tension. If we open up the door to that space, it's a space where the audience is not required.
Yeah.
And there, like this space, we want to reveal it because we find it rich for all the reasons you said.
Mm-hmm.
But by opening this space, we are also measuring how irrelevant almost it is for an audience to see, because it's not directly at an audience, it's directed at us.
Yeah.
It's a process that is self-referential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for me, it's exactly these two things.
Yeah.
And I found that we articulated it quite well.
And what's also interesting is that the audience, I'm really interested in this thing of audience becoming the voyeur, because actually, if you're not meant to be here, but you are here, then you're a voyeur.
Yeah.
Then you're somewhere looking at something that you're not supposed to really be looking at, because the audience aren't really supposed to be looking at rehearsals in the traditional kind of scheme of things. And then it's kind of like, well, if we're setting up this space in which they're not supposed to look, then I also find it interesting that at the end of the show, we would kind of take the computer with us into a space which they never see, which is like this after the show space. I know you're not into this, but I think it can be very interesting, like as something that a couple of people might, you know, I think it's interesting that they would log onto the live stream at some point and see this happening.
This is for me another question.
Yeah. Andreas likes it though.
This is another question.
Yeah. Be radical. Radical.
I don't find it so radical if this is a criteria.
You don't find it radical?
No. I've seen it countless times, people walking out of the theater and introducing space that is outside of the stage on stage. Lester Area does it.
He doesn't do a camera live stream.
Yeah, but it's the same idea. He has a mic and he goes inside.
Yeah, but
space.
People have done.
I saw Luis van der Verbeke doing
I've seen like so many people do so many things on stage that we're doing.
Yeah, I know.
So, but just because they're doing it, does that mean that we can't do it?
No, but then the question of
radical?
Let's do it because it's radical. For me, it's not. This is a. It's not. Let's not do it.
How does Louis van Averbeke do it? Why is he doing it?
Because at some point he takes a camera with him, and then he takes a velo and he goes into the street of Antwerp with his camera and singing.
Yeah, but it's not about making people voyeurs into private spaces. No. At all.
No.
That would be the interesting thing for me, is that this rehearsal space is a private space that we're allowing them to witness, in the same way that the dressing room is even more.
But I think this
is
already happening. Like.
Yeah, but you can go to the next level. For me, I think it's.
What is the next level? To
go into a space which is even more of a space that the audience would never go to, which is this like dressing room thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then if this speech was to happen here, and the audience are piling in their droves because They've heard the raving reviews and
In the standards.
in the standards on the laptop that was stolen.
Yes.
Someone else has just started to write articles for the standard. Yeah, and then at some point we'll be like, we're gonna start now. I don't know.
I don't know about this part, but I think it's
No,
about,
it wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be here immediately.
I can't tell.
I'm intuiting that. What is your intuition?
That it
on
wouldn't
that?
be here.
Yeah,
I also intuited it wouldn't be here.
so it's not. I think we should start maybe
Yeah, I mean, intuition
No?
is here. Is always a bit.
because we don't use it.
Yeah. Go. Because it's what you are doing here is that you're also revealing the computer.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think this is also like information to just let sink in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it was from yesterday. I don't know why I would do this.
What if it would be, if the next thing is ego, is it the ego?
I don't know. I sense that it should be coming this way first.
Maybe then not all the way to the front. Like,
Because I need to put the camera somewhere.
yeah.
So where does the camera go next?
What if, as we speak, you take the computer,
Mm.
you just say, okay, and we're gonna try something. You would just place it a little bit more to the front, and then we are playing with symmetry already here, or playing with, I don't know, we've gone silent, or I don't know what, to actually start using this as our.
Okay, I have a very interesting idea. So just put the live stream back on there.
Let's say it's live.
Okay, let's just make it a little bit more accurate. So let's just put that there, just for the sake of being accurate. So
Okay, we're
yeah.
not hiding it. So what did you want to do?
Yeah. Okay, I'm hiding it. So and then we will both get up,
Mm-hmm.
and by getting up, we reveal ourselves there,
Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah.
and then we put this here, and then we maybe have something like this.
Yes.
I don't know if it's maybe too soon to reveal that, but
To reveal what? What is the?
to reveal us there. We're in small now.
What if it was this? Then it's a bit less obvious.
Yeah. Or this is not live.
It is live. I mean, or we can imagine whatever.
What if it was like this one was far behind? No. This one should be
The conversation.
yes.
Yeah.
That is, and then this one is
Yes.
go live there.
Yes.
So we would sync them.
Yes.
But then maybe it doesn't need to be this kind of spatially strict immediately. I think it can be more cash. Because now I was doing like
a mirror, like
I was
like
creating
this.
this thing. I don't think it needs to.
No,
be
I
like
don't
that.
think.
But this is cool. This
Yeah.
is interesting.
Yeah. And I'm still wondering, is it interesting to show that this is a YouTube stream?
Yeah.
Because then we also give a bit away this idea.
Yes.
But I wonder if you would get it.
But you will see for sure.
Yeah, you recognize it. I mean, it's such a strong pattern.
And you will see our costume.
Yeah. But you know, recognizing the YouTube frame, this is what I'm interested about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
We'll
it.
see it. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
I like it.
Yeah.
And if we turn the sound off on my computer and leave the sound really low on yours, what happens?
Shit. There is very little Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
But I'm also.
Oh, what if it's kind of some background music on your computer?
Ah, yeah.
They put this track on that you were. And it's really low and far away.
The connection is too bad. What if it was a still image?
Yeah. Can I see this? Yeah. And then maybe at some point, I don't know, as one of us comes, we just do this. And then the next one to come could press the live.
Exactly. Because I'm just thinking, if we leave the conversation on, even if it's mute, it will take a lot of attention away from what we do.
But we're not moving a lot there.
Because I'm just thinking it gives already too much complexity.
Yeah.
That the brain is not ready to process. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
it means that they have been filming. Now there is a lag time. It's like too much, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
So I wonder what is the first step of complexity. If it's just like revealing the computer,
I
that
think
may be enough.
That's enough. Yeah.
Maybe not even the YouTube. It will come. It will be understood later.
I think it's nice that you see us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not as that big screen, but the little one.
This one.
Yeah.
And it's in a still shot.
Yeah. Yeah. What if
it was a still image of the next position, whatever we will do?
Yeah, but then it would be too soon that it's a connection.
Even if it's a still image?
But what is the still image going to be?
What if? I felt like I was Brick de Bois.
Brick
de Bois. Yes! And this is what you have Ah, no, don't do that. I'm thunderstruck. Well, if it's a still image, that look at this one.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
And we're gonna start now.
Yeah. Look, we just.
It's a bit too small.
No, you do see some kind of resemblance.
Huh.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to see it? Or it could even be.
Also possible. But I think this is already an extra layer.
Ah, yeah.
Changing this, the switching can.
Yeah.
We have to build it.
So like this or something. I don't know if I'm right.
I think it's.
Yeah.
Could be something. It could be like the first step of explaining that there is gonna be something. And it also justifies the freezing.
Yeah.
Because then what it gives is that as a audience you realize that okay, there is this copying going on. I wonder in which sense does it go? Whether they are copying that
Yeah.
or this is copying that.
Yeah.
And I think this is maybe already the first little blur that we can just give that.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. I think it's.
Yeah.
I think we're now using these in ways which is
Yes.
serving us well.
Yeah. And I think also it's really like now we have entered this place of really building
Yeah.
the complexity until we are able to
Yeah,
communicate
yeah,
with this.
yeah.
So let's imagine this would be this.
I only have 5% battery. Shit.
Well, it's almost lunchtime, no?
Yeah, it's 1.
So you can load it.
But let's just. I think we're on a bit of a roll, so
Yeah.
let's keep going a bit. Yeah. Okay. So then there's something which is this repetition,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think it's already going into explaining this phrase of.
Mm-hmm. But I could imagine that from here, because it's this frozen image, it could go into this adjusting, and then we would adjust to what we see here, to each other. And then we build the first image of symmetry here. You know what I mean?
I think it's too soon.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's nicer to build this casualness first
Okay.
before there's this seriousness.
Ah.
I think to reveal that, it's already like, oh, okay. But then it should keep going.
Okay. So what is the next thing?
For me, then it's about maybe that you would stay frozen,
Mm-hmm.
and that. So if you're frozen, and then I would maybe like start to. And then you move. You know?
Yeah. I think though this first time we do this, it should be synchronous. It should be together.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then okay. Then it would just be a case of
The two of us
the
making
two of us
something,
doing something there,
like
bringing this
having a
over
little
here.
hesitation. You put the computer here,
Yeah.
but let's do it here, and let's
Yeah.
back, and then maybe here we can have the first image.
Yeah.
Rather casual, like just like I don't know, something where we.
I don't know. I know which one it should be. Maybe when we just stop and we look at each other before you do that. You know, in the angry frame.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting part.
Although I think we have to refer to the camera more. To use why if we put this here, we have to have this direction.
Okay.
And that's why I'm thinking.
So we more here.
Yeah, or like let's say you place a camera and we really have to relate to it a bit more and find something between us that shows that we are interacting.
But but I really think it should be this moment because, and then if the next part of the phrase is just that you do this, because then there's also this moment when I would come back to the camera in that phrase.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So that's also then, I think it really has to be this moment.
Yeah, but then I think that this moment in the parts 2 phrase, let's make it symmetric.
Let's make it symmetric.
Yeah, let's make it like with this, and then when we do the phrase, we just have to go through that.
That we don't end looking at each other, but we end like this.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. Or it can be like, I don't know. Oh, shit.
Why does it need to be symmetric? But symmetric
Because for me,
be like this.
Yeah, but I think because for me, we need to still explain, or we need to still refer to the camera, the presence of this camera.
Yeah.
And I think here if we just do a snapshot of the phrase, we're not referring to the camera.
Why not?
Because it's a phrase that exists without the camera.
But it does exist with the camera later.
In another angle.
Yeah, but that's why we would then need to do it like wherever the camera is, we take this angle.
Yeah.
And then it would just be a matter of you doing this over here and then me going and taking it and then, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
Hey.
I'm just showing the space to visitor from Taiwan.
Sure.
Hey.
I'm Christophe.
I'm Laurent. Nice to
I'm
meet
Laurent.
you.
I'm Phoebe
Nice
from
to meet
Taiwan. Nice to meet you.
I'm Ben.
Hi, nice to meet you.
They just started here. You see, I'm giving a tour of the building.
Yeah.
It's a smaller studio, but it's kind of, there's mirrors, so it kind of for dance, but
The cozy.
small and
Nice
cozy. But
beams.
that's what Campo is all about.
Yeah. Project.
Welcome.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
It's
gonna.
our first day here.
I will get out of the shop.
Okay, you can be in the shot. Thank you.
Sorry for interrupting.
No problem.
Thank you.
Next door we have and this is where
You don't think it's interesting to like shift?
It is. It
Slightly?
really is. I'm just really concerned that what we do physically has to have to do with this adjusting theme.
Why?
Because
All the time adjusting?
No, not all the time, but because it's a building block towards how we use the camera, why the camera is here, and what the camera makes on us, upon us.
Yeah. Yeah, but then there just needs to be a moment in this thing when we adjust. No? We don't need to be adjusting the whole time.
No, but then it has to come, I think, soonish.
Okay.
So maybe I'm thinking I would have.
But I do think this moment needs to be in because we have that going back to the camera.
Yes, no, I agree. For me, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
This is for me the part from the angry phrase.
Yeah, I agree.
Just with that.
I agree. The only thing here is that this part of the angry face I find is very casual and you do not really necessarily recognize it. So how to?
But you do when it's repeated. Like when it was in the angry phrase and it's repeated the whole time, you see it because it's the only part where you really pause.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, what if?
And I like this way that it's super casual that you would wouldn't even recognize. You just think that we're just looking at each other.
Okay, then I think
Or if we give it this kind of like like a different intention, it's gonna make it something.
then it could be as stupid as instead of looking at each other, we just look at the camera and we adjust ourselves like on the camera.
Ah, yeah.
I think no, actually, because in this frame, actually, I'm slightly out. No,
Yeah, but this I agree. Yeah.
and then this is what we need.
Yeah. This is nice. Yeah. But then it should be like once we're here, then
And
we would.
okay.
Yeah, but then first we would maybe do like.
I think we have to find the perfect. I don't know.
Yeah, we would have to find exactly how we are.
But yeah, but I think also here we should find a mirror. Somehow I think it's important.
No, I'm not agreeing with that.
No?
No, because it's going to come back later. Anyway. So we don't need to overemphasize something about being mirrored. I think we just need to take the snapshot of this later. But I think it's already interesting that we're adjusting ourselves into the later picture.
Yeah.
By using that.
Okay.
By using the screen as the reference.
Yeah.
But then I think once we've adjusted ourselves there, then we should like look at each other and then it's like
I go.
yeah, then you do what you did there and then I'll go there.
Okay. Well, I will not do the jumps, but there is this
No, but you do.
energy of
I think,
I'm
yeah.
moving away.
I think it's the first that you just do like something like this.
This
Yeah.
much?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I think it's interesting. So to give this like snapshot
But I think it's
of what's going to
Okay.
come later.
I think it has to be something like this. Not I will not do this.
Just try, please.
Okay,
I will
try.
Or I do it. As well.
No, but it's okay. I will
I mean, I just would be curious to see like if this whole phrase has then this one little moment of really like that you kind of are disagreeing. That it's this like angriness.
This is what you mean?
Yeah, like I don't know, or just the little the beginning of it, the beginning of what you would have done at the end. Just
this
sit and
one
say,
like this, no?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Not to be like this, but do you know what I mean? It's just like
Do you want to give a hint, or you want to do it like 100%?
I think it should like be 100% for like half a second. Yeah, and then you grow out of it again. It's like when we got into this, it's like 100%, but it's marking, you know.